Hey y'all, it's your girl Xzeria, and this week we'll be back in the series of Single and Waiting. The topic of the week is healing from a broken heart. Healing from a broken heart. And before I get started in this, I just want to say that I'm not an expert in healing from a broken heart, but God laid it on my heart to share how I was able to get through my heartbreaks in the past. Because if you haven't dealt with a heartbreak in the past, good for you. I'm so happy for you. I pray that you never encounter one because they are some tough things to get through. But if you have, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. I truly do. I don't even know how your heart was broken. I don't know who broke your heart, but I do. I can connect with you on how it feels to have your heart broken by someone you trust and by someone you truly love. And for me, I remember one specific heartbreak, and it was, I want to say it wasn't my first one, but I feel like it was my first real one. Um, when it happened and when I discovered things and I found out the person I really cared about wasn't who I thought they were, my heart shattered. It really shattered because I started to doubt things about myself. I started to doubt things about my worth. I started to doubt things about who I was. I started to doubt things about who God told me I was. I started to doubt so many things. I started to doubt my own mind. I was like, okay, am I just not good at choosing? Am I not good at seeing the signs? And then I started to reflect and I was like, okay, I did see the signs. Was I overlooking them? Why was I overlooking them? And it took me to a dark place for a minute. And the good thing and the beautiful thing about this specific heartbreak was in it, I decided that I was going to lean on God. God was there for me. He really, really was there for me. Because it happened at a time when I was confused on a lot of other things as far as like what I was doing in my life, career wise, and what I wanted in life and what I was looking for. It just happened at kind of what I felt like was the worst possible moment, but in reality it was the best possible moment because I was at a place where all I could do was seek God, and that's what I chose to do. I chose to seek God. I remember watching a sermon by Sarah Jakes, and she was preaching. The title of the message was "Girl, Get Up," and I remember because I was in bed, and by the end of that service, I was standing up and like praising God and everything. But it was such a beautiful message that she preached about. It was about how even when you're at your low, God put a strength in you. God really put a strength in you to get up and keep going. You weren't here to lay down. You weren't here to be defeated. You were here with a purpose, and you have to go after it. So after listening to that, I started really seeking God. And through that, He helped me to see things in the heartbreak that I wouldn't have been able to see on my own. I was able to see how I handled it. And I was able to realize and discover if that I was not handling heartbreaks and failures and pains and hurts the right way. I'm going to give you a full disclosure of how I used to handle and how I sometimes still do. I struggle with a little bit too, but I'm getting away from it. But how I used to handle when people hurt me. And I heard it described by someone on, I think her name was Monique. She was a Real Housewives of Potomac. I think that's what she was on or something. But she said in one of the shows, she was like, I have boxes, and whenever something bad happens, I take a box, I close the box up in my little box, and then I stick it on a shelf. And when she said that, I really related to it. I was like, wow, I do that. I take boxes, and I take my pains, I take my hurts, I take the memories, and I stick them in a box. I close the box up, put tape on the box, and put it on a shelf. And unfortunately, that's not healthy because I discovered that I had so many boxes on this shelf. And the shelf was just getting heavier and heavier and heavier to the point where sometimes it would tilt and one box would fall off. And whoever was around when that box fell off got all the pains and hurts that was in that box, no matter what they did. And even if it was small, they got it all because that box fell off the shelf. So I realized that you can't keep putting your feelings away. You can't keep blocking your emotions. I remember it's crazy that it came back to me right now, but I remember sitting and having moments where I would get hurt and I would tell myself, suck it up, suck it up. No emotions, no emotions. Cut it off, cut it off. And just like that, I would cut it off and I wouldn't go back to it. But that's not healthy because I was bottling up so many emotions that, like I said, it would explode on people. I would go off on people and not know why I was so angry with them about whatever they did, because they didn't deserve all of it. Not to say that what they did wasn't bad, but they didn't deserve all the things that they were getting from me. So that was really unhealthy for me, have putting things away and not opening them up. Because yes, it's okay to put things away for the moment because you know yourself. Like me, I know if I don't walk away from somebody when I'm mad, there's a good chance that I may say some things that I regret, because in anger, I just speak my truth. I had to grow in that. I had to learn. Not everybody needs to know the full truth. There's a way to make the truth softer and nicer, but still get your point across. But there are moments when I would just say whatever I felt, and that's how I felt, and that's what I meant. And why are you looking at me like you're mean? Why are you looking at me like you're mad? But I didn't really understand what it was like to have people say things to you until I experienced it. And that's also something that helped me grow in that. But going back to heartbreak, I had to discover my healthy and unhealthy ways that I went through my heartbreak. Something that works for me is giving myself a day. I give myself a day to really feel the heartbreak, to really feel the emotions, to really feel everything. I give myself one day. Because if I give myself this day to feel it, then I'm actually going through the motions. I'm actually going through the pains and allowing myself to maybe gain an understanding and just feel everything, rather than just bottling it up and sticking it to the side and hoping that I never see it again, because it's still there. No matter how many boxes you have on your shelf, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're just staying there waiting for somebody else to open them. So you be the person to open them. Deal with your emotions. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to have emotions. I want to say this one more time. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. I don't know who this is for, but it is okay to be vulnerable. You're not weak you're not weak for having emotions. You're not weak for feeling things. I thought I was weak for feeling things. I thought I was weak for having my heart broken. I thought I was weak for being hurt. But that doesn't make me weak. That makes me human. That makes you human. So it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to feel it. And just ask God to help you discover maybe some of the things that you let slide in that relationship that you shouldn't have. Because it is very important that when you're going through a heartbreak, maybe not like day 1, day 2, because you're feeling all the emotions and everything, but it is important that in some point of you dealing with this heartbreak, that you actually take time to reflect the relationship. Reflect the good times and the bad times. Because you have to, even though it's easy to think about the good times, you have to also think about the bad times as well. Unfortunately, you do, because it helps you to see, okay, where did I go wrong? Where did we go wrong? And how can I avoid having a relationship similar to this in the future? So take the time to really go through the motions and go through all parts of that relationship and figure out maybe what worked about you and that person and what didn't work. What you should be looking for, like I think I said this in my last video, but what you should be looking for in your future spouse can come from your past relationships. It can, because you learned in it what you liked about relationships, what you liked about being with that person, what you liked personality-wise, and what you didn't like. Take the time to really reflect, because with reflection comes revelation. And when you're able to understand and have a complete understanding of what you want, that's when you'll be able to know who you're looking for. But most importantly, as well, ask God to help you. God should be in the center of it all when you're going through this heartbreak. Keep God in the center. Keep God in the center, because He can provide you with the healing you need. Because it does hurt. It does hurt. It does hurt to have your heart broken. But God is there to heal your heart. He is there to lift you up. He is there to make you feel better. He is there to be your comforter. So let Him comfort you in this heartbreak. Let Him love on you. Let Him hug you. Feel it. Allow Him to embrace you with His love, because He is there waiting for you to ask. All you got to do is ask, God, help me through this. Help me through this, God. Heal my heart. Give me strength. Help me through this heartbreak. And when you get through it on the other side, you'll be better for it, because you healed the right way. It's very important that you heal the right way, so that you don't bring parts of your past relationship that were not good into your new relationship. Your past relationship should not be in your new relationship. You should leave that in the past, which is why it's important to heal the right way, so that you're not carrying those things. You're not carrying trust issues. You're not carrying fear of abandonment. You're not carrying all these different things that come from negative and bad relationships into your new relationship, especially if God is putting you with your godly spouse next. You don't want to carry that. And one thing I also did was, in my past, when I had to make the decision of whether to walk away or stay, I took a time to think about who I was in that moment and who I would become if I stayed. That question right there really changed and helped me to make a decision. Who will I become if I stay in this relationship? Who will I become if I allow myself to stay with this person who hurt me? And for me, I didn't want to become the girl that I knew I would become. I didn't want to bring that into my new relationship. Because yes, he may be your spouse. He may be the person you're supposed to be with. If he is, then stay if God is telling you to stay. But for me, I had already known that he wasn't my spouse. I did. I knew it. God had told me that earlier, and I just had a I'll see for myself type of moment. And I should have listened to him, but I didn't. I was in my own little world and just living my life. And I hear you, God, but I'm going to see for myself. I'm going to figure it out on my own. So I knew he wasn't my spouse. And I had to face, okay, would I rather be alone, or would I rather be with this person and become someone I did not like and I do not want to become? And I said, okay, I'd rather be alone, because I don't want to bring whatever messed up things I create, and I didn't want to bring issues from this relationship into my marriage. So I had to walk away. Was it easy? No, not even close. But I was able to grow in it. I was able to walk away in a way that was not toxic, that wasn't cruel. We were able to leave on good terms. At least I think we were. And I tried to do that with every person that I dated. I really did. I wanted to leave and be cordial with each other. I never wanted to be, I can't stand you, leave me alone. Like, I always ended it with, I wish nothing but blessings for you, and I pray that you find the person you're looking for. Because I had realized it was not me, and I want them to find whoever they're supposed to be with. I always tried to leave on good terms, because I didn't wish ill will on them. I really didn't. I wanted the best for them, and I truly meant that. Yes, it hurt to walk away. Yes, it hurt. There were things in the span of us talking and getting to know each other that hurt. There were moments that I was hurt, but I didn't wish anything on them, because I wanted to be who God said I was, and I wanted to show love at all times. I try to show love at all times. That is my goal in life. One of my biggest goals in life is to always show love, even to those that hurt me. So I'm encouraging you to show love. I don't know what that person did to you. I don't know how that person hurt you. I don't know. But I am saying to Be the woman or the man that God called you to be when it comes to walking away. You don't have to cuss them out, even if you want to. You don't have to yell at them. You don't have to tell them how they're going to miss you and how they just don't know what they missed out on. You don't got to say any of that because they're going to know. Trust me, they're going to know. You don't have to say any of that. All you got to do is walk away. And just know that you're walking away because you know you should, because God is leading you to. So allow him to help you walk away. Allow him to lead you into what's next. And he will. God has you. This heartbreak does not mean that there's not anyone else in this world that will love you. This heartbreak just brings you one step closer to your spouse. So handle it the right way. God's got you. God loves you. And God will not let you down. God will not let you down. So all you got to do is trust him. Trust in God. Trust in God. I can't emphasize this enough. Trust in God and just know that God has you. So if you're walking away, just know that, yes, you may be walking away from this person who you thought was the person, but God has someone out there for you specifically. And all you're doing is holding up the timetable if you stay with him any longer. Holding up the timetable to be with that person you're praying about and hoping for. So, walk away if God is leading you to. I'm encouraging you to walk away if God is leading you to. And like I said, it may be hard, but if God is leading you to do it, he's leading you to do it for a specific reason. So, trust in him. Listen to his voice, not your flesh. And everything will be okay. You will be okay. You will look back at this very moment, years from now or months from now, and say, I'm so happy that I was obedient to God. And I'm happy that I didn't end up with who I thought I would. I ended up with who God has me, or who God created just for me. So I am encouraging you in that. I am encouraging you to use this moment to also grow closer to God. Use every moment to grow closer to God, in my opinion. But for me, it was a very pivotal moment of, I don't know what else to do. So I'm just going to listen to God and talk to him and spend time with him. And he really was able to heal my heart and reveal things to me that I was not able to see. Not just about that specific relationship, but about other relationships from my past, friendships from my past. He was able to reveal to me a lot of things about myself and about things that happened that were out of my control and about why things happened. He just kept revealing and revealing, and God wants to reveal some things to you. So just let him reveal some things to you in this moment as well. But that is all I have for healing from a heartbreak. And like I said, it's not going to be easy, but if you trust in God, you will make it through it. So I encourage you to just trust in God during this time. But I do have a song of the week, which is Broken Pieces by Corinne Hawthorne. I think it's how you say her name. Broken Pieces by Corinne Hawthorne. And if you're going through a heartbreak, listen to this song. I encourage you to listen to this song because she just talks about how she just needs God to heal the broken pieces. So if you're going through a heartbreak or you're in a bad place right now, take a moment to listen to this song and spend some time with God in it. It's a very beautiful song, and I hope you enjoy it. But Broken Pieces by Corinne Hawthorne. If you haven't heard it this week, you are beautiful. You are confident. You are loved more than you know. You are loved by God and many other people in this world. You have a purpose bigger than you think. You have a God-given purpose. Trust in God and know that he has you. He has a future for you, a future just specifically created for you, and be obedient to him at all times. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Whatever God is calling you to do, be obedient to him and trust that he knows what he's doing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I would love for you to join my family. If you didn't know, this is me, Xzeria, authentically, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye, y'all!